why we don't want to hear the truth, except what I was aware of this morning, which is the only thing that gave me some hope here, was the fact that everything is perfectly okay as it is. And people, because the tipping point has been reached for those who are to wake up to this larger understanding of truth and authenticity, many of you have actually reached the tipping point, which is why you will have a meltdown. And all I can say, which is what I texted back to the gal at the airport today, was, let her roll. Have the meltdown. Embrace it. It's wonderful. Don't run from it. There's a quote that I thought, what a fabulous quote. This is a quote by a beautiful black woman, Harriet Taubman, Tabman. Some of you may have heard of her. Here's her quote. I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. And that's the problem. This woman who went into this hate-filled rage against this chemist who's simply trying to educate the people, she's now gone on to such a rage, of course, he's the quack. And I would say, oh, darling, and you are the slave who doesn't know you are the slave. So more often than not, you are the slave and you don't want to see it. And you don't want to see it because you won't get information. Yes, it may take you a few minutes, an hour, a day, a week to throw the information off that you feel is too crass or too hard to swallow. And some of you can't swallow it because you actually see you've been vaxxed damaged. Or worse, God forbid, your children. Yeah, interesting. It's just interesting. Oh, here's what Dr. Wakefield said. And incidentally, if you ever want to Google him, his first name is Andrew, Dr. Andrew Wakefield. Here was his message back to Dr. William Thompson of the CDC, who pretty much single-handedly destroyed him. I forgive you completely and without any bitterness. Now, that's pretty darn cool. So, Wakefield went on to say, what happens to me actually doesn't matter at all. You see, it's irrelevant. And I would say he knows it's irrelevant because none of this is real here. It's all just a story. And yet people are seemingly getting hurt. And Wakefield goes on to say, what happens is that we do the right thing. We stop this problem. We stop children getting injured. And we make it a world that's a healthier place in which kids can grow up in. And you are big kids that are listening to this. It's a healthier world that you can grow up in. So is it against everything you've ever learned? Absolutely. Is it against every system you've ever trusted and believed in? Yep, it is. And I don't believe the people in these systems are bad. They just swallowed the Kool-Aid. And they didn't examine. Now, is there some greed in some of these different pockets of the CDC? Absolutely. And greed's a deadly thing. However, most of them, they have a good heart. They wanted to do right. They don't want to see their children injured or yours. So I simply believe if we'll take the blinders off, we'll all heal. We'll all forgive each other without bitterness. And this world that you and I have come to enjoy and to help prosper and to help this earth and ourselves thrive, we can do this but not when you're in denial, and not when you're still lying to yourself, and not when you're still drinking the Kool-Aid, which now I know is the carton of that silly almond milk that you trusted. So examine, explore, don't believe everything, and you'll know what's right. So here we come to 2 seconds left. Know that tipping points are good. Go into them full on. Tip your scales. Get over it. Lose your old life. And go bravely into a whole new reality, which is healthy and happy. This is Elaine Bartlett, and you have listened to my 1 hour of the Purple Portal, opening new windows of thought for you to grow. Your time to grow is now.